Well, here we are today in the Church of St. Joseph and Teresa in Wells, and I remember only too well how we gathered here on the 19th of March, and we had Mass in honour of the Feast of St. Joseph, patron of this parish, patron, of course, of everybody, as St. Joseph is the universal patron of the Church. And after that Mass we then repaired to a local hostelry and had a parish celebration. And the following day, that restaurant closed its doors. The following day, this church also closed its doors. So that was very poignant, that patronal festival. Now, today we are celebrating St. Joseph again. He has two major feasts. Indeed, St. Joseph is so significant for us that he has all sorts of devotions. March is his month. Wednesdays of every week are his day. There are the 7 Sundays of St. Joseph. There are litanies in honour of St. Joseph. Such a hidden figure when it comes to the sacred scriptures, and yet, although hidden, although withdrawn, of such importance and significance, his fidelity, his vital protection at dangerous moments of Our Lady and of her divine Son are essential. No wonder he can protect us. God the Father trusted him to protect the Saviour of the world and to protect the mother of the Saviour of the world. So we rejoice that this parish here in Wells has, in addition to St. Teresa, has St. Joseph as patron. And as I said, we celebrated him on the 19th of March. We celebrate him again today. This second feast has moved around a bit. It was originally, and until the middle of the 20th century, a Sunday celebration. And the Mass replaced Sunday. It was the Mass of the third Sunday after Easter. That Mass was always celebrated in honour of St. Joseph. And then it was moved off the Sunday to clear the Sundays, to clear them of sanctoral celebrations, moved to a Wednesday, because Wednesdays, as I mentioned a moment ago, are St. Joseph's Day. And that's why we're celebrating him today. And so that move brought this celebration to Wednesday following the second Sunday after Easter. So the date changes each year, but that Wednesday is marked in honour of St. Joseph. There was a brief change to that later on. We don't follow that change because we follow the Benedictine calendar as laid down by the bishop in our statutes. But that later change was by Pius XII. And Pope Pius XII wanted to respond to an anti-Catholic communist movement. And there are still in many parts of the world great demonstrations on the 1st of May that are not just in favour of the worker but against Christ. And Pius XII said, work is good. St. Joseph worked to protect the Holy Family. He shows us that we can honour God through our work. So Pius XII moved the feast from the Wednesday after the second Sunday after Easter to the 1st of May and made it a great celebration. More recent changes have almost eradicated it, and it's now simply an optional memorial. But we're celebrating it with great importance because he is patron of this parish in Wells, but as I say, an important patron for all of our parishes, all 4 parishes, and all of you, our parishioners. And in particular, this celebration of St. Joseph that we are honouring today is honouring him as a worker. And that is important at this time. I have come across people in the parishes who've lost their jobs. Someone I met on the very first day carrying his working possessions in a bag. He'd been made redundant immediately. Not furloughed, just lost his job. We also have someone who comes to our door very frequently. He has no money coming in at all. No money from the government. He is in need. Many of you have been affected by this crisis, not just in terms of health, but in terms of jobs, prosperity, and well-being, economically. So St. Joseph is someone we turn to at these times, because they are difficult at the moment. There will be all sorts of consequences to come in the weeks and months. Worrying times for you, for our parishes, for our families at this time. God the Father could trust St. Joseph as I said a moment ago, with the protection economically as well as in every aspect of their lives, the protection of the Holy Family. We ask this day that St. Joseph pray powerfully for each one of you, especially those of you who have all sorts of financial, economic worries about your jobs. May St. Joseph pray for you. May he ensure that through his intercession, God the Father watches over you with his protective love. St. Joseph, pray for us.